Hello everyone, I am Sippy Shekhar from KV number 4 Pathankot, and today I am going to take up chapter 3rd of Vistas, Journey to the End of Earth by Tishani Doshi. Something about the author I would like to tell you. Author is an India-based poet, dancer and a journalist, and this chapter is a travelogue. Travelogue is a piece of writing, any film or any account about traveling. So this chapter is not any fictional story but a real life experience of Tishani Doshi, who goes to visit Antarctica. And in the first paragraph, she has introduced how she took her journey to the end of Earth, that is Antarctica. She says that if you want to know anything about the present, past or future of this Earth, Antarctica is the place you should visit, because this has every mystery piled up in its iceberg. In the introductory paragraph, she says that she took a Russian research vessel named Akademik Solasky, and she says that she started her journey for the coldest, driest and windiest place on this earth. She has pointed out that Antarctica, out of 7 continents of this earth, is the coldest, driest and windiest place. And she started her journey from Madras, which lies on 13.09 degree north. You may have covered this part in your SST or physical geography, that the whole earth has been divided into 2 hemispheres, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, and the dividing line is known as equator, that is 0 degree. So she started her journey from Madras, which lies in northern hemisphere. Now she took different combination of vehicles, car, plane, ship, and finally after the 100 hours of journey, she set her foot on Antarctica. And when she set her foot on Antarctica, she felt a kind of relief. Finally, there were different emotions emerging out of her, and the first was relief that finally she has reached to a place after 100 hours of journey. And after seeing the vast stretch of icebergs and ice sheet, she felt a kind of wonder. She wondered how isolated this place is from the habitation of humankind. And lastly, she felt the amazement that how this part was ever part of the Indian landmass. She got to know that the Antarctica was ever a part of Indian landmass. So to know the next paragraph, you need to look at the map, how this whole earth got disintegrated and became different, turned into a different continents. Second paragraph, part of history. To understand this paragraph, we need to read it. 650 million years ago, a giant amalgamated southern supercontinent Gondwana did indeed exist, centered roughly around the present day Antarctica. Things were quite different then. Humans hadn't arrived on the global scene and the climate was much warmer, hosting a huge variety of flora and fauna. For 500 million years, Gondwana thrived, but around the time when the dinosaurs were wiped out and the age of the mammals got underway, the landmass was forced to separate into countries, shaping the globe much as we know it today. So now, to understand this section, just see this map, before and after. This is map. Before, the world looked like, the earth looked like a giant supercontinent. There were 2 main parts. This is, earlier it was like this, and later when mammals came to being, it became like this. So it says that nearly 500 million years ago, things were totally different. And now when the human being came to live, came into existence, things changed and it became like this. She says, under the same subheading, part of history, that visiting to Antarctica is to be able to be part of the history. You get a grasp over the fact where you have come from and where we are heading towards. And she says that you will be able to know the significance of Cordilleran folds, Precambrian granite shield, carbon, ozone, and about the evolution and extinction of different species on this earth. And this whole thing can be mind boggling because this whole thing happened not in a day, but it took millions of years to form this present map. Now she says that it is very difficult to understand. It is very difficult to digest the fact that even today the earth plates are moving and each continent is trying to move towards another continent, like Indian subcontinent. Indian peninsula is actually moving. Whole India is pushing towards north, and South America is trying to meet up to North America. And this movement is not visible because this is a geographical phenomenon which will take place in millions of years. And she says that this is amazing. And she says that a sun worshipper like her, she is from South India, and you know that South India does not have much of winter season. She says that it was very difficult for her to stay there for 2 weeks because the whole landmass was filled with ice. 90% of the place was filled with ice, and wherever she looked, she could only see ice, icebergs, and ice sheets. She says that she started losing sense of earthly perspective. What is earthly perspective? On earth, when we be on different continents like India, America, we find in the morning sunrise rises and time passes, and by sunset it is evening. But on Antarctica, she could see only throughout 24 hours she could see sun on the horizon, and which made her feel that there is no day, there is no night. And she said that there was no human marker, no billboards, no honking of vehicle, no trees, and nothing. So it was a silence, total silence, and she felt that this place is devoid of human touch and human habitation, and this was making her feel that she has lost sense of place and time. She says that this was not a good prognosis. What is prognosis? Prognosis means any suggestion, any opinion by medical person with medical experience person about the health and illness. She said that it was not possible for any human to survive there because there is no sense of time, place, and there is nothing which can make that person feel like lively person. Now, further in the next paragraph, like human impact. Now she is explaining the impact of human being on this earth. She says that if you take the geological clock as a whole, you will see that the human existence has been for barely seconds. Means if you take the whole amount of time which earth took to come into its present form, human existence on this earth has been for barely a second, although it's 12,000 years. But if you take the whole geological clock, it is barely for a second, and in this seconds only, people have been able to make a great impact, not positive but a negative impact on the earth through its ruckus created by fossil fuel burning, cities, town development, industrial development. She, in the next paragraph, she informs us that she is working with a program called Student on Ice, and that program, what it does, it takes a student of high school to Antarctica, and this program is run by a Canadian person, Geoff Green, and that person says that he is not interested in taking any celebrity to Antarctica because they will not be able to reciprocate anything. They'll not be able to contribute to Antarctica as much as a student can. He says that today's student is actually a policymaker of tomorrow, and if he takes them to Antarctica, they will be able to contribute and help or later in future after learning something from Antarctica. And he says that it is very important to preserve the resources of Antarctica, not in Antarctica but also of Earth, so that we can exist here, we can live here on Earth for longer period of time. Then in the next paragraph, Tishani Doshi says that because of simple ecosystem and lack of biodiversity, Antarctica is the best place to study how small environmental change can have a greater repercussion or a greater impact on the Earth as a whole. Taking the example of phytoplankton, she says that phytoplanktons are single cell organism, and they take the energy from sun and assimilate carbon dioxide. And this phytoplankton, small grasses that are found under ocean, whole ocean's food chain is dependent on those phytoplankton, and a small increase in temperature can cause the damage to the whole food chain. And she makes us understand how a small change in the temp environment can have a great repercussion on the whole earth. In the last part, under the heading Walk on the Ocean, Tishani Doshi says that when she had gone to Antarctic, she had great epiphanies, many encounters, many revelation. Great epiphanies means sudden knowledge of something, revelation of something. She says there were many such incidents, but out of those, the most amazing was when her vessel, when she was going towards Arctic Circle at around 65.55 degree north south, her vessel, her ship got stuck between ice sheets. First, their captain thought of returning back towards north, but suddenly they were instructed to get out of the ship, and there were 50 sailors. There are 50 students along with Tishani Doshi. She said that it was the best experience when she came out of the vessel and she set her foot on the ice sheet nearly a meter thick, and beneath that thick 1 meter thick ice sheet was 180 meters of salt water, where she could see seals coming out from that place. And it was a great experience, and she felt connecting to that part. She says that it was the best experience of her Antarctic visit. At last, in the last paragraph, Tishani Doshi wonders how her visit was after traveling 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies, and different ecosphere. She says that if Antarctica loses its iceberg and ice sheet after becoming warm as it was earlier, will we be able to see this change, or we will disappear like dinosaurs and mammoth? She says that she has hope because those bunch of teenagers are actually future policymaker, and they can take great steps to preserve the resources of this earth. And at last she says that the stay of 2 weeks was very useful, and she says that this had a great impact on her mind and towards the whole beauty of earth.